Hello everyone, this is Afsana. In this video, we are going to see electronic payment system. In many videos, we have seen how it works and what are the different types and how exactly the process is. So in this video, we are going to see about the digital based token. Okay, and any e-commerce payment system facilitates the acceptance of an electronic payment for online transaction, which is also known as the subcomponents, which we call it as electronic data interface. So e-commerce payment system has become increasingly popular due to the widespread use of internet-based shopping and banking, especially in electronic payment systems or which is used in banking, retail, healthcare, or any even in the government. In fact, anywhere the money need to change hands, the organizations are motivated by the need to deliver the product and services, more or less more cost effective, and to provide the higher quality of the services to the customer. The emerging electronic payment technology is actually labeled as many different payment system also. So in last session we have also seen about the electronic fund transfer, which is any money transfer initiated through the electronic terminals, right? So it could be of the with the help of telephonic trips, which we have seen it in the last video. So now what is this digital token works? So digital tokens are based on the electronic payment only. So it is an authentication solutions that also easy and secure access. Okay, so digital token based payment system is a few form of electronic payment system which is based on electronic tokens rather than e-cash or e-check. Okay, so these particular tokens are generated by bank or some financial institutions only. So these tokens are like authentication solutions that allows the easy and secure access, which also eliminates the need to carry away the physical tokens like e-cash or um, e-check. It is just replacing it. It is just converting from the physical to your smartphones, right? So which is like enabling the devices to make sure that the bank seamlessly utilize that program. Okay, there are two different types of tokens. One is the real time or prepaid. So this is like exchanging buyers and sellers. Their user prepay of tokens that serves as a currency, and the transactions are settled with the exchange of these tokens. For example, we have a credit card, electronic wallet, or the digital cash. So is it going to be safe? Yeah, because it is very it is equally safe, it says by the expert, but the security expert says that the soft tokens can be as safe as a hard tokens. Like equally, how we have the currencies in form of e-cash or in a check, it is equally safe like the e-currencies also. Okay, which is generated with the protection of OTP and all, if it is in this, which will be sufficient as well as convenient to install in the what you call a smartphone, one particular application which you are using it for. So how it is replacing that e-cash? So first we'll understand what is e-cash. E-cash is also known as an electronic cash without resorting paper or coin currencies. So network money, online equivalent of storage value coin. It provides a simple definition, which is e-cash is nothing but electronic cash. It is the digital money which provides a way to pay for a product or services without resorting a paper. Means it is not replacing it, but it is also one form which is encoded with the digital information. Okay, it is also one of the form. So e-cash is like a online uh, uh, equivalent of a stored value card, which is like is used this particular money transfer from a credit card or a bank account into e-cash, that will be accountable. So it can be used to make payment or e-commerce transaction. So it can be operated cheaply as the whole operation of the system is automated. So it is very much easy because it is in the internet, it is in the cloud. Okay, so that's why we also think it as the network money. We also say this as network money. Why? Because it is only playing in the operations of a system on the net. Okay, so it is also having a low cost. Firstly, the cost is usually the digital cash where it is extremely low, right? See, the normal bank transaction, which requires a huge amount of infrastructure, where you need to have a bank branch, teller, clerk, and the electronic systems also combined with it to make a transaction possible. This infrastructure can only be used for the banking transaction. So there are few advantages and disadvantages. So any e-commerce system that uses the e-cash, which refers to a system which the money is only exchanged electronically, right? So advantages, if we see, more efficient, eventually meaning lower prices, lower transaction cost, anybody can use it. Okay, and unlike a credit card, and it does not require special authentication. Okay, to use e-cash, link to your personal account, to other payment account, or set up a e-cash account using a centralized system such as a PayPal or a Google Pay or Paytm. Okay, link it to your personal bank account to transfer your e-cash, right? So you can debit from your personal bank account or credit cards. To make the payment using your e-cash account, you can make a deposit to the other personal e-cash. Okay, so any account, if you have their banking information or request a transaction to their bank account, will be as simple as that. Okay, earlier e-cash was not at all popular in US, but it was successfully happening in Europe and Japan. So the reason is like the lack of US success is not clear on what they are doing, on what process they are using that particular e-cash concept or e-cash system, we call it as. So the manner of implementing too complicated. It is like having there is no proper hardware software system, so that will become your disadvantages. That becomes your where you will not be able to have the standards, where you will not have the software to monitor, right? So next here we have something called E-check. E-cash and E-check is a similar form. Okay, it is also coming under the electronic payment system. So E-check is a form of payment made via internet and other data network, designed to perform the same function as the conventional. Likewise, the old format which we do to do the check, how we release a check, similar to that, this is also work, but it is in an electronic format with a few processed format. Okay, so which it is also more more secure, more security features that standard paper check, including authentication, public key, cryptography, digital signatures, encryptions, among others. So electronic version of mm, representations of a paper check, the account holder writes a check, right, using a computer or other type of electronic device, and then transmit the e-check to the payer electronically. They send it, they transfer it to the other payee. Okay, the e-check will be sent to their payee just by electronic mode. Okay, like paper check, e-check can also be signed and endorsed by the payee. Okay, it is just a simple process. It works like pay deposits and electronic check received, and then it get credited to your payee's bank and clears the payment. So the paying bank validates the check and then charges the check writer account of for the particular check. So similar to what you do when you are doing a process. So how it works, the check will work in the same process, will be applied even in the electronic check in the form of the internet. That's all. It's an another data network which is designed to perform the same function how it was working in the manually. Manually means we are doing it one to one, similar to that. The instead of paper, it is electronic. That's all. So there is this process. E-check is just compatible with an interactive web transactions. Okay, with the email, or does not depend on the real-time interactions where the third party will be involved. Okay, so when it started, so you can see the first pay will give the invoice. Okay, pay will give the invoice. In order to send a check, the client simply fill out the standard e-check format. There is a format where they need to fill it. The system allows you to means allows the client to define the common pay in order to speed the e-check. Okay, creation process will be easy, and when the check has been written, it will be easily transferred to the payer. Okay, so once it is easily transferred to the payer, okay, with the secured e-check channel, this channel will be releasing, means establishing between the payer and the payee before the transaction begins. It will notify. Okay, so the e-check is automatically signed by the user using his private key based on the algorithm. This ensures authenticity and integrity of a e-check. When the payee receives, okay, when the payee received the signed e-check, it is sending invoice is sent to the payer, and when the payer receives the signed check, he can open and view it using a e-check system. They can just open and see it, how much is the amount, is it right or not. Okay, in order to deposit the check, the payee actually connect to a bank. They will be connected to a bank which is expected to provide the e-check system and upload e-check to their bank. So to his bank, that is payer's bank. So this will be sent, they will be sending to your endorsed e-check bank. This is acquirer. Acquirer means the bank who is belong to payee. You received the check and you're going to your bank. That bank will contact the respective bank of the payer who paid you. That bank person, they will be connecting, not you will not go there. Your bank will connect it. Okay, so once the bank payment is done, so the decryption using that E-Cheque system, then after that everything, the check amount will be cleared. So it is as simple as this normal check only, but it has the signature, e-signature, and also it has the encrypted form, which will be notifying both as well as the acquirer bank. So acquiring bank and issuing bank will be connected to do the settlement. Okay, there's a physical moment. You are not going to bank. You're just sending that e-check to the bank. That it is not physically moving anywhere. It decreases the error or the fraudulence because each and every notification will be received to all the four parties. Because few people are involved, it will be easy to do the transaction. Okay, so this is how the e-check works. So next topic is the payment system on internet. Payment system on internet refers to the various method by which the individual and the companies does business. Okay, doing business online collects money from their customers in exchange from the goods and services provided. So a number of different forms of e-payment or the payment exist, from online purchases and more being developed all the time. Best example is digital cash, the smart card, and e-check, online transaction which you do regularly. The customers who physically visits the retail store which is near to you, you going to that shop and using your card or cash or credit card which you're using, you are doing a payment, right? So which payment, there are different varieties of payment method, you're using one. The customer who purchase on the internet or being to expect online merchant to offer the same variety of convenient in the payment terms also. So when you're going to a shop and purchasing anything, whatever the convenience you get it from the physical transaction, the same you will expect even online. In addition, some customers continues to make online payment or purchase even in the traditional form. They will say cash on delivery. They'll just mention cash on delivery. What kind of steps can be taken to that? Or they will pay immediately, or they'll pay only after the delivery because they feel that it is not safe, comfortable, or secure. So you have to give that kind of comfortable level of payment security to your customer. Okay, so there are few risks also, right? So there are few risks also. It can be of the security. Each and everyone, we are expecting the secured part, right? So lack of usability, sorry. Risk is like first one, lack of usability. Because first time it is, people are not ready to use it. It reminds the main concept about the online payment system. First one is security. The particular use of credit cards for the payment mode over the internet is also risky, right? So the usability also has to be more. The lack of security, it is not secure. Although the media reports that tend to concentrate on the effect of security on the customer, credit card, debit card, fraudulence will be avoided. For example, the hacker can filter a company's computers, steal thousands of customers' information, and then do fraudulence on their purchases. It is damaging the company's name and routining the process of having a online shopping. It is like e-commerce is like having a transit in the credit card number and you're using it and it is not secure, encrypted technology is not working for that particular process, then that process will not be able to secure, right? So there is a problem also issued in many cases, many examples we have seen online. right? And issues with eCash. There are some issues with eCash also, which will be like connected to your payment system. So issues of e-check will be like the main problem of e-cash. So sorry. So it is like not universally accepted because it is not necessary that the commercial establishment accepts its payment system, because you are not using e-cash and I am not using e-cash. It has not been processed by the client, because then another problem, when we make the payment by using e-cash, the client and the salesman have the account, should have the account in the same bank. So that is a problem with the e-cash. You should have a same bank account, so that's the problem with the e-cash. So for example, if you have any account with Google Pay and you don't have an account with Google Pay, it is very difficult to transfer your money. Or the Paytm, you have a Paytm money in your wallet, Paytm wallet, you have money, and if you have a Paytm wallet account only, you'll be able to transfer. So similarly, e-cash also works like that. When the bank has the process to execute, both the bank should have, and both the person should be able to do the same transaction. Okay, so lack of trust, there is no trust, because long back there are so many frauds, misuse, and the low reliability, as well as it is new system without establishing any positive reputation and all the stuff. And there is the user perception and the perception regarding acceptance of electronic payment system. There's like many people started accepting, but the factor determines that the success or the failure of any information system projects are like their perception, their attitude, the group to employ the information technology, the task, or the, it means like not successful without the acceptance of the user. The users are not completely accepting the full-fledged system which has been introduced. There is a lack of information also. Many people does not know how to use, or what is the process. There are so many people facing problem, or they are scared to use itself. There will be a technical problem and they'll be scared to use it. So it maybe first time when they are doing it is not happening at all. So they think that better to do the traditional format only. Why we need to take the risk? And then the online payments are not feasible in the rural areas. Why? Because the population of the rural areas are not literate, first point. They also not able to operate the computers, and they are unaware of the technology innovations. But it is not interested in the online payment. They are not at all interested in the online payment, and so the online payment systems are feasible or for the villagers. So they are still using their mobile phones or the traditional form of doing a transaction, and highly expensive. It is also, they feel that many people feel that it is more expensive. It's cost because you need to have a smartphone to do any kind of transactions, otherwise you'll not. And a smartphone cost you around 7 to 10,000, where the low level people cannot be able to afford it, right? And then how to overcome on all these problems which the digitally they face. First is encryption. Encryption is like um, having a sensitivity over the authentication process. Okay, so very sensitive to not that the e-commerce is insecure, particularly when it comes to online payment. The most online payment systems can use the encryption systems to add security to the transactions in the personal payment system, right? And then the digital signature can be it can be ensured authentication while doing a transaction. And then check whether the country is high risk country, means when you're doing any transactions to another country, or when you're uh, well, if you are purchasing anything from other country which is not available here. Now everything is available, but still many equipments or the spare parts which is still not available in India, we will tend to source it from international market or international online platform. It is from anywhere you can purchase. So you need to check whether it is secure or not. before you do that. And you should also check the firewalls are these things which is like integrated collections of security measures which will be preventing your system, and will also be notifying you, that telling that it is going to harm your system. When you download anything in your laptop or in your computer, it will notify telling that it is not secure for your system or not secure for your device. So you can reject or accept, depends on the approach which you have. If you want, you can accept, which if you don't want, you need to accept. And it is also to compare the credit card issuing bank countries with the billing address country. You need to first compare and check, and call the credit card issuing bank to verify the validity of your credit card. And then you can check with the bank also and request more verification in case of the doubt. If you feel that is doubtful that they will not get the product or you will not have a safe transaction, then you need to check with the bank immediately, no need to delay, or call that respective website people and confirm what it is, or just do the normal transaction if you require. Here is the go how you secure your transaction. So secure electronic transaction, which is nothing but SET. SET is a system which ensures the security integrity of an electronic transactions done using a credit card in a scenario. So any integration, any transaction which happens with the credit card in today's scenario is not some system that enables the services or enables the payment, but it is secured portal. You have a particular protocol. Okay, protocol in a sense is a system, is a format which applied on those system. In it usually uses a different encryption and hashing technology to secure your payment over internet done through the electronic card. You are using a specific technique, specific protocol is a different technique. So this set techniques are supported to development of the major organization. Many companies, like you have your ATM card, you can check in your corner, you will find it Visa card or MasterCard or the Microsoft, which provided it is like a with the help of a secure transaction technology only, which provides a technology of secure socket layer. You will have a secure socket layer built in that particular system. Set protocols are restricting to reveal any details to the merchant also. If you're purchasing anything from the Amazon or the any website, it is securing to give your details to that merchant also. Okay, it is includes the set, that is secured electronic transaction, is which includes a certification also, authoritative certification. So likely we call it as X509 certification, or the standard digital certification. So whenever you do any transaction with your merchant or the merchant institutions or the customer financial institutions, there is something called a gateway. Payment gateway is taking care of everything. It is a particular format to do any kind of transaction. Without this, you will not be able to do that transaction at all. So any information which is with the bank will be in the gateway, which has not been communicated to any other source. Okay, then what are the requirements in SET? Means you should have as a card holder, if you have a credit card or debit card, as a card holder, that is, if you are a card holder, you are a customer, right? And the issuer are the financial bank, and the merchant or the merchant finance, they should be having the authoritative standard certification to all the other participants. See here in this, you have customer, merchant, merchant financial institution and customer financial institution. All these or the participants should and must be secured, and they will be having the authenticated certificate, standard and issued certificate to all the participant. Okay, so this actually has been the emergence of any e-commerce transaction, especially the consumer driven purchase, okay, over the internet. Connecting was still developing. Okay, so what are the requirements? It need to meet some of the important requirements. It has to provide the mutual authentications, that is customer, that is card holder authentication by confirming if the customer is initiated user or not the merchant authentication. So when the payment is initiated, by the customer, it communicates, and then you receive the notification. It When you're communicating to the merchant for the payment, it communicates here also and for the payment also. So that interaction will be there. Okay, then it has to keep payment information or the order information confidential by the appropriate encryption. It has the message modification also sometimes. Okay, and set can also need to provide interoperability to make use of best security mechanism. So this is like conducting a business online was a new phenomenon in the year of 1990s, not now. It is very much secure and available to protect their transactions, but still developing and was effective in varying the degree. The protocol which was defined that time was like encryption and decryption. The process of a digital transaction has to be secured, and with the help of Visa, Master, the card in the left you find, right? So only through those medium you were able to do the transaction. So now it has become the mass. So now also you will have the participant secured in that same payment gateway, which we have seen in another video about the payment gateway. Please check on the channel. You will find how this payment gateway works. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Keep watching the video. You have another video coming up. Thank you so much. Bye.